Hello, everyone. I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are going to do a collective reading. I don't know what this is going to be about. I don't know what's going to come out in this, but whatever comes out is going to come out. Chances are, if you were drawn to this reading, if you were drawn to something in the title, then there is likely a message in here for you. But keep in mind, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Don't force anything to fit if it does not fit. I do offer personal readings. You can get all that information in the description box if you would like. In the meantime, we are going to see what messages want to come up. There's like this need for like a divine reset, like to restore balance. It's like I feel like you've been pulled in so many different directions, or there's been so many different things going on, so many different changes, and you're still trying to maintain the same goals or maintain the same focus, or get back into a place of comfort, or try to feel some sort of security and stability. But it's kind of like you just need to be able to like unplug and restart, and when you restart, try to do it with no plans. Just focus on what you're feeling. Let me see. Yeah, it's like there's this huge need to just surrender, to let go, to stop trying to fix the situation, stop trying to even manifest whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. Not because you're giving up, but it's like I almost feel like your focus has been in one space for so long, and in manifesting one thing for so long, and in looking at something from one perspective for so long, and you're consistently trying to achieve this one specific thing. But you're not seeing the other possibilities that have opened up. You're looking to see some sort of shift and change, but you're so focused on the past, or so it's like you're mentally still trying to do things the same way, but emotionally you're in a completely different space, and you keep trying to emotionally put yourself back into this mentality, or you keep trying to mentally bring your emotions to feel comfort in this mental space, this focus that you've been in for so long. And it's not necessarily about giving up, it's about shifting the way that you're looking at it. It's by I want to say, for those of you that are dealing with a lot of difficulties in your relationships, be very mindful of whether or not you're trying to fit this person into a certain mold, or trying to fit yourself into a certain mold, so much that you're not acknowledging any other aspects in this person, or any other aspects in the relationship, or any other aspects within yourself. It's like you're trying to bring change, you're trying to manifest something better, but you're still mentally trying to get everything situated from a past perspective that's not working anymore. I definitely feel like it's important to try to get to the space of not attaching yourself to how you think something is supposed to look, or how you think something is supposed to manifest. Let go of attaching yourself, trying to attach yourself to anything. Especially in relationships. Everybody always says, oh, I love this person so much. I love this person so much, but they're non-committal, they're narcissistic, they're horrible, they're this, they always do this. And it's like, how can you say that you love somebody, but you're only loving what you want them to be? If you can truly loving somebody is really being able to love them exactly how they are, love the situation exactly how it is, regardless of what is being exchanged, and without saying, I'm loving you in this way with the intention of this getting me what I want. That's not love. And we could learn a lot about ourselves and learn a lot about other people if we really started looking at people exactly as they are, and not what label we are trying to put on them, or what role we're trying to put them in our life. We miss a lot of opportunities to have very genuine and close connections, because we are saying, we're wanting it to be in a certain space. It's like there's a real need to just let go of, I know it sounds, but like, let go of everything. Let go of everything you have planned thus far. And I'm not saying just like fucking quit your life. I'm not saying anything like that. But mentally, just for a little bit, let go of everything and pay attention to what is going on in the moment. What are you feeling in the moment? What people are you feeling emotion for? What desires are you holding in the moment? Not what you think you're supposed to be wanting or you think you're supposed to be doing, or not because you've been doing this for 10 years. Whatever it is, you have changed so much in the past 3 years. You're not the same person you were before. Don't try to keep fitting yourself into that person 3 years ago. See if we can see a little bit more. The collective energy. Message that needs to come through. Okay, the phoenix represents your root chakra. It represents a kundalini awakening. It represents completely burning the past, completely burning everything down in order to rebuild something completely brand new. But if you look at all this energy, look how closed off all this energy is, how protective all of this energy is. It's like I kind of feel like this is like a complete resistance to change, a complete resistance to opening up. Although I feel like you feel comfort in this, I feel like it feels safe, I feel like it feels secure. There's a lot. This is all water. This is all emotions that are in a box, in a shell, in a safe place. You've learned to feel comfort in yourself. You've learned to heal yourself. You've learned to take care of things on your own. You've learned to protect yourself. You've learned to be able to handle anything. You've learned to find comfort and stability in every bit of chaos. But in that process, you're clearing away the past. And you've probably kind of been in this very heavy place, this place of transformation, this cocoon phase where nothing makes sense, everything is dark. And so it's understandable that you have shut yourself down emotionally. I just feel like it's much more than you realize. The Phoenix is kind of asking you to surrender to the change. And surrender to the idea that, as scary as it sounds, like everything is being burned to the ground to bring you a positive change. I also want to say this: let go of trying to change people or wanting people to change or waiting for somebody to change. That's not what's important. It's your change, your shift that's important. You stepping into the new version of yourself that you want to be. It's like you've been closed off for so long. I feel like we don't realize how disconnected we are from other people. I don't feel that we realize, especially over the last, 3-year period. It's like we've all been so much more closed off. That it's like when you start opening up to connecting, or you start opening up to emotions or feelings or relationships or progression or anything that feels good, it doesn't feel good. It feels overwhelming. It feels like something's wrong. It feels like something bad's going to happen. It's like you don't even know what to trust anymore, because I feel like you've been so closed off. I also feel like for some of you, it's like there's some kind of like secret that you've been holding on to, or something that has been hidden or in the background for so long. It's time for it to come out in the open. It's time for it to manifest. It's time for it to start progressing in the real world. But the fear of bringing that dream, or that desire, or that truth, it's like, it's very scary. It's very painful. But you've also awakened that desire. It's something that's not going to go away. It's something that you're not going to be able to adjust to or change. All right. Let's just pull a little bit more and see if we can get a little bit more specific with everything. It's like I keep hearing, stop trying to fit all this new stuff back into the same box, the same old box. You know, when you go on vacation and it's like you can fit everything in your luggage on the way there, but on the way back it's like nothing fits. It's like, stop. You have you have more desires, you have bigger dreams, bigger goals, you have a different perception, you've learned something new. Stop trying to fit it all into that same box, that same old story. It's like you're wanting to accept a new reality. You're wanting to accept new emotions, new love, new starts, whatever. But you're still trying to fit that into the same old story that things are not going to work out. I feel like it's important to be mindful if you feel like you're aggressively fighting for something, or you're really having to work hard for something, or you're really having to prove yourself. If you feel like you're really pushing, or dealing with a lot of pushback, or have been fighting for something for a long time, I feel like it's important to ask what it is that you're really fighting for. Are you fighting just to prove yourself at this point? Are you fighting just to win or just to succeed? Or are you fighting to actually pursue what's in your heart? And I do feel it might be a little bit difficult to understand what's in your heart right now, because I do feel that you're dealing with a lot of just kind of uncertainty in your emotions. I also feel like if your goal or your focus is love or relationships, you might be pushing back on, you might be saying that you want that, but you might be pushing back on that a lot more than you realize. It's like you started going in this really positive direction. You stepped into this really positive shift. But then it's like you might be still having to deal with past stuff, but it's almost like I feel like you need to shift the way that you're going about it. You need to completely blow up the way that you've done things in the past. Yeah, it's like it's learning to shift from acting out of impulse or acting out of aggression or acting out of a desire to fight. Letting go of acting from instinct and learning to take action based on inspiration. Learning that you're not supposed to be fighting for anything, that you're meant to sit and let yourself be inspired and take action towards what inspires you. It's also a need to be okay with being a beginner, with starting over. You don't have to you don't have to be the best. You don't have to master this before, you know what I'm saying? It's about being okay with starting over, or starting from the beginning, or starting with a fresh perspective. It's like you're still battling the old mindset even though you've stepped into this shift. It's like, you know how they say that you can shift timelines or shift realities. It's like you stepped into this new reality, you stepped into this new timeline, but you're still dealing with it in the same way you would have in the other timeline, because you're moving in the direction of buildings, of manifesting something solid, manifesting something of value, manifesting something in the physical sense, manifesting something you can hold, that you can feel good about, that you can experience, instead of just fighting for or wishing for. But you have to be able to embrace a new perspective. I want to say, I feel like this came out in one of the readings recently. Everything that the focus always should always be looking within yourself first, right? Acknowledging mind, body, and spirit, and acknowledging all three, right? So acknowledging, okay, in this moment, how am I feeling mentally? Where are my thoughts going? What are my, what's my thinking like? Am I overthinking? Am I overanalyzing things? Do I have my thoughts going in more towards my goals, right? Acknowledge your mental state, then acknowledge your emotional state. How are you feeling emotionally? Are you acknowledging your emotional needs? Um, are you expressing your emotions? Are you feeling too guarded in your emotions? And then acknowledge your body, acknowledge your physical sense. How do you feel physically? Are you tired? Are you drained? Do you feel safe? Do you feel secure? Before you focus on anything else externally, look internally and acknowledge those three aspects and do what you need to do to acknowledge and get that balanced. And then moving forward, anything that you're connecting to, ask yourself, is this good for me mentally? Is this good for me emotionally? Is this good for me in the practical sense? Do I have the energy to pursue this? Do I feel emotionally ready to open up to this? You know what I'm saying? And if the answer is no, and if it's not checking all three boxes, then it's not the right energy for it, right? Um, Instead of fighting to make things work or fighting to obtain things in order to feel that balance, acknowledge the balance first and acknowledge whether or not that's going to energetically bring balance to you. I also feel like some of you may be really struggling with trusting people or trusting situations or trusting in the potential of something. But again, if you're still holding on to negative things from the past, it's going to make it difficult for you to see potential in things that even have the best potential, right? And so stop looking back, stop trying to fit that past, because what you have is 10 of cups and 10 of pentacles. This is potential for a beautiful relationship, for a lot of happiness, for building something of value that's going to sustain you. But you're trying to fight, you're blocking it without realizing it, because there's a need to really tune into your heart center. But in order to tune into your heart center, it's like you've got to blow up everything you thought was the truth and start really paying attention to what you feel. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye-bye.